Sometimes I don't know when I've actually set up the camera or not. Good morning. It's a lovely morning in Dublin here. Sun is out. With the big bright yellow thing in the sky. It's actually out. We've had very weird weather the last week. I think Gaia is a little bit turbulent at the moment with everything with retrograde and so this morning I want to focus on something that's actually connected with retrograde at the moment, and it's a lot about stuff coming up to do with control and anger. And I've talked to a few people over the last few weeks about their path, about their careers, about their life and where it's going and stuff like that. And I really thought it would be appropriate to have a video about this today. And of course, things in my own life as well, changing to do with my career path. And I wanted to tell people basically how I deal with things, as I know there's change coming, as you try to sit there and picture your path, focusing on the future and projecting your own fears and things like that is something that a lot of people do, where we try to decide this is where I'm going. And I think it's very negative and egoic way to look at your life. It's very easy to decide, I control my life. And yes, you do control your life to a certain extent. You're going to get up, you're going to go to work, you're going to open a door that, Sliding Doors movie was perfect explanation for that, is that, you can open one door or not another door and it's a different path. I think the really important thing to look at when you're deciding about your next step is, first of all, have a look at who has controlled your path before. Looking at your family, your parents, they tried to guide you. We see it was their job at one point. And sometimes they forget that it's not their job anymore. Or friends think they know better for you or whatever. It's very easy to get stuck with the idea of something that somebody has said, a spiritual guru, or getting a card reading, and then you decide, this person said I have to go this way. So I really want you to sit back and think about your next step. Take a deep breath. Bring it from the bottom of your stomach all the way up. You have some incense, light some. You have sage, light some. You have some Palo Santo, light some. Get your crystals all around you. I've got my crystals here today. I've got some amethyst for my negativity, and some my selenite wand, as I love, my unicorn wand, as I call it. And this helps you kind of connect to the higher realms of consciousness, the angel realm, whatever you want to believe. And I have my singing bowl here beside me as well to help deal with the negativity in my life as well. So I'm here trying to see where my next step is. So what do I first do? I try to calm down first of all. And calming down is an essential part to making a move, whether it's any logical decision. A lot of people think meditation has nothing to do with logic. It has a huge amount to do with logic. There's been statistics about mindfulness, and people who do mindfulness, who do meditation, but they are incredibly more intelligent because they have a quiet mind. And when you have a quiet mind, the answers come to you so much easier. A man had his brain scanned after meditation, and they found that after meditation 10 minutes, it increases the cognitive thought processes by nearly 70%. The left and the right brain are balanced. You're using both the creative brain and the logical brain. And going forward, making decisions, it's really important to decide, I'm not going to make an emotional decision. I'm not going to make a logical decision, because a logical is based upon society, upon ego. So really, we're going to try and get somewhere right smack bang in the middle, where it's your soul connection, it's your soul guidance that you're using instead of external. And again, as I talked about yesterday or the day before, about Samadhi, was focusing on the inner peace, the inner self, not focusing on the external, because again, this is your path, this is your soul path. So concentrating on something externally is really going to get you confused. You're going to start thinking about negativity, you're going to think about situations with people, it's going to blind you and it's going to distract you from the real goal that you want to do here today. So one of the most powerful tools I use while trying to make decisions in my life or focusing on it, I like to meditate on the situation. And it's mudra. And I'm actually going to do a proper video on mudras one day. Mudras are hand positions that are used within yoga to help bring a certain flow of energy. And one of my favorites that I use constantly is the Mudra Mudras. The mudras that I use is basically you pinch your thumb over your index nail and over the other one. And you hold your hands like this, basically. So thumb over the index fingernail. And this is a mudra that helps filter the ego. Because again, my ego is created by society. If you imagine myself as Velcro, and I've had all this dirt stick to me over the years, all this stuff, all this fluff from other people. It's very confusing. So the ego is full of confusing matter there. That is just so many other people's opinions. So the mudra that I've chosen today, the Mudra Mudra, will help me to look forward without the ego, without my fear projections, because the ego is the fear, and to look through with a clear mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus, I'm going to visualize a path in front of me. I'm going to visualize a white path, okay? I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to visualize all the things that I want to let go of at the moment, the things that I do want to change in my life, because holding on to them with a tight grip, with the control, is the reason why I can't get the solutions. It's because I'm too close to the situation, so I have to visualize them being lifted up. Lift them up to God, to the Ascended Masters, to the angels, whoever wants to take them for me and to help me today. And I'm very, very happy and thankful for that. And I give my problems up to God and I ask Him to help me with these situations, to help me clear my own path. You can believe that God creates your path, or a man God or woman God, an angel, spirit guide, or someone who has it in for you, who's controlling your path, whatever you want to believe. But really, it's you. It's you that creates this path. So what do you want? First of all, who are you to your core? Are you a caring person? Do you like taking care of people? Are you a creative person? Is that who you are to your core? These kind of questions are really important. You know, are you really passionate about the earth? Are you really passionate about certain political things? It's all really important questions that you need to ask yourself. So this moment here is for you, this space that I've created here. I want you to meditate and think, I'm letting go of this situation first of all. It's very hard to let go of something that you're just so aggressively angry at, or I have to control the situation, I have to fix it, I have to fix it, I have to fix it. If you're repeating this over and over and over in your head, you're going to never reach a solution, because all you can think about is the negative. You can think, I have to fix it, I have to fix it, I have to fix it. When if it's not changing now, it's not ready to change, because otherwise it would have changed already. So we have to let go of this situation. We have to look at time. We don't control time. I accept time. I accept divine timing. This is something we have to accept. We have to accept that the universe will go in the way it goes. And I have to accept that this universe will give me a path. You know? This path will be held open for me as a being that is connected with everything in the universe. All is one. So when I decide to sit here and decide that my path is a certain way, it might bring me somewhere else, and I have to accept that. I have to filter my ego, do my Mudra Mudras, and just accept. What is the universe holding out there for me? Am I trying to drive up a hill? You know, am I trying to swim up the wrong way of the river? Am I trying to struggle for no reason? Or am I actually going with the flow? Am I fighting against my internal instincts? I need to get away from this situation, this place, this person. Am I really looking forward to being in a state of bliss, so much so that I will fight and struggle and be angry? Or am I going to sit back and just chill? I have to let it just flow. Namaste. So, the ego, what is the ego? The constructed self, the id, the internal monologue that we really feel, whether we're happy or angry or sad, whether we smile on the external, what we're really feeling inside. What we're really feeling inside is us. The person who really wants to say, shut up to the person who's talking too much. The person who is secretly like, I don't really want to smile today, but I'm smiling. For the people around me, I'm trying to make them happy. The person who is saying, I would love to live in the Bahamas on a beach and sell coconuts. That's who you really are. Those dreams, those things that come to you, they're not just flittering visions. They're not just, silly little dreams. That's part of you going, there's something essential in my life that's not right. There's something that I need more peace, more calm. I'd be happier with a simpler life. I'd be happy with something easier. For a very long time, I was like, I need a high-paying job. For my parents' approval, for my own approval. I always had a self-deprecating thing about not being smart enough. So I had to prove to the people who thought I wasn't smart before. I was really trying to prove it to myself. Do I need a job that proves that I'm intelligent, or do I need a job that I don't wake up in the morning and think, oh my god, I don't want to go in here today? Do I want to be around a person who makes me go, oh, I'm at peace? Or do I want to be around a person who is making me question myself? Maybe I shouldn't believe in all this stuff. Maybe I shouldn't be this person. Maybe I should be something else. And then you hide yourself. Going into the core of it, your true inner happiness, your true self. And again, ego, strength, where does that come from? The root chakra. And the root chakra is the core of our ego. But it's also the core of our safety, of our security. If your job's at risk, your root chakra is going to be off. If your family is off, your root chakra is going to be off. If anything essential to do with control is off, that's your root chakra. So your root chakra not happy, it's your soul not happy. And you have to look at the essence of control and anger and think, is that power? Is that drive? Or is that the negative context of your root chakra? Because your root chakra can be both light and dark. It can be things from your past lives, this life, that you believe are strength. But strength and power are a very complex thing in this world. We believe power is having it all together. We believe having power is control over your life. Take a day to watch the news, watch politicians. They're the most fascinating people to watch. When you see the people who are out at the front screaming in people's faces, and you say that person has power. Or you see the person who's sitting at the back of the room silent and says one sentence and is taken in. That's power. That's power. In a certain aspect, of course. And what kind of power are you bringing to your life, to your path? And if you're creating it in a way where you're like, oh, I'm controlling my path, that energy, what's it feel like to you? Does it feel like scary? That is scary. That's, wow, that person's like a bull. Oh my god, they're going to control everything. How long are they going to control everything? It looks like they're fighting really, really hard. It looks like they're really putting all their energy into that. They're exhausted afterwards. People who are bulls with their personal path, they end up crashing and burning eventually. They end up caving, they end up doing things like drugs to sustain themselves, they end up doing, alcohol, more power, feeds a negative masculine idealism of control. When there was a positive masculine idealism of control. And that is acceptance. Acceptance and understanding the powers within. So your path going forward is very much not about this energy, about having control, about having it all together, it's more about accepting what is. And your life before meditation can be a tornado, and afterwards it can be peace, but there's still a tornado. You know what I mean? You could sit there and meditate, and the world has not changed at all. You've changed. So that is your world. The world has changed. Because your perspective has changed. I think one of the most important visualizations I give my students is you're driving the car of your life, and how clean is your window that you look out? In other words, how clear is your positivity about your path? And if it's full of negativity, how are you supposed to see out the window? How are you supposed to see the next step? How are you supposed to see other people on your path? You can't even see out the window. You know, you're going to be blinded by that dirt, that negative energy. And then you go and meditate and heal and let things go. And all of a sudden that window starts to clear. And all of a sudden, wow, I see that person. I never saw that person before. And it's like, wow, I see a totally different world. It's like rose-tinted glasses all of a sudden, and you see things as they really are. And it's like looking at the universe and going, this wasn't here before. I don't remember it being like this. And especially with the Muhuddin Mudras, I really feel that after a good meditation with the Muhuddin Mudras, putting my essential oils on, or using my crystals, whatever, it's almost like I look at my big problems and I go, it's alright. It'll be alright. I don't think I can fix it right now. I'm waiting for things to change. Something has to change first, and then I'll make action. And that's not a negative thing. It's not like, oh, you're being lazy. It's, you know yourself. I've had friends who were in very negative relationships, and they refused point blank to leave their partner. I've been in that situation. And you tell them again and again, he's no good for you, you need to leave, you need to leave. Oh my God, you're at risk, you know. Oh my God, your bruises. They're still not leaving. They just know. And all of a sudden, there's a day where they go, no, I'm gone. They get up and they leave. Why is there time beforehand? Why would God let them have time beforehand when they're at risk? And, you know, in their physical safety, why would there be that time? Because there's free will in this universe, and we have to understand something applicable about ourselves before making a change. Why do we suffer? Why do we suffer before we make a change? Because there's something essential in ourselves that we have to understand. We like to cause ourselves pain because we believe we deserve it to a certain extent. So why are you letting yourself hurt to live on your current path? Why aren't you living on your profound path? Why aren't you living in bliss? Because you believe that part of you doesn't deserve it. So how much more are you going to clear now when you clear these ideas? And then all of a sudden you see there is hope. There is so much more I can do in my time. There is so much more happiness. And I decide my next step is going to be positive. I'm not going to fixate on an image, a job, person. I'm going to say, I know what's going to be better because I've decided in my soul. I can feel this. I'm going to meditate, I'm going to release whatever's there. And if it doesn't budge after the first day of meditation, I'm not going to get frustrated with myself. Why is my soul so stupid? Why won't it not just leave this guy? Why won't it just leave this job? Why won't I just buy that car or whatever decision it is in your life? Why? Because I'm just not ready. I'm accepting your path. Accepting it, not creating it, because you're not creating it. You are what you are creating. E equals MC squared. Every cell in your body is what you are. Every emotion that you feel is what you are, and that's what you create in your path. Right now, I am deciding to work more in the spiritual realm. My energy is heightening because I've decided to leave some stuff behind, some personal stuff. And I've decided to change. Why didn't it happen a month ago, a year ago? Why did I have to suffer beforehand? Why did I decide that I wanted to leave my spiritual work behind for a little bit? I needed to rest. And it really is your soul that makes the decision. Because your physical self is going, I should have left my job. I can't believe I had my notice. I can't believe I flipped off that person. My soul just went, I can't take it anymore. It's really the core of you that makes these big decisions. And once you really connect with yourself and go, I'm not taking anymore, it's so much easier when you meditate. So much easier. And you notice that a lot of people who meditate, they don't have their lives perfect. They don't seem to care as much. And people who do yoga and things like that, there's a lot more streamlined, there's a lot more negativity in their lives. They don't seem to, gossip as much, or they don't seem to complain as much. And not that I'm saying that I'm everybody else, I'm just saying that, meditation really does change your life. It really does. And the Muhammad Mudras has changed me because I believe I was a nice, soft, squishy person. I'm always kind to people, but there is a lot that I hold myself back from. And there's a lot of me that still judges people, so I need my Muhammad Mudras. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's 100% perfect according to society, but we are perfect. We just need to remember how perfect we are. And looking forward in your path when you believe perfection is in me, and I will create something better. That is creating your path. Not visualizing the place or the person, sitting there and letting go and just deciding. Deciding is the element to creating your path. And as you sit here with me today, I want you to decide. What are you deciding about? Think about it. What have you changed your mind about at the end of this video? It's so important for you to communicate this. Because the change that you feel when you talk through some of your issues with people, or deciding that this is what is holding you back, you can create a whole new timeline for you in your path. And it is true that we really do create our path. But it is almost like we have to clear that negativity in our brain first, and all of a sudden it's like all these things start popping up. The other day I decided I wanted to have more spiritual friends at work who would understand, the stuff that I do. And somebody turned up the next day. It's very quick sometimes, and sometimes low. But it was a deciding factor. It was a deciding factor because I decided that I wanted more people that understood me, about my life, and what I do with my hobbies. And he turned up and he completely understood what I was talking about. And I wonder how quickly everything else would change if I just decided. And it really gives me great peace because I know it will happen at the right time. So I know if I do it now, like sit in a corner and do my mantras. I've seen people obsess over abundance, sit in a corner and go, I'm abundant, money is coming to me, money is coming to me. And it's like this mesmerizing thing to watch. And it's like they're almost like in this frantic state. And I'm just like, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Being frantic, being obsessive about creating is not going to create for you. Being calm is going to create for you. And it might not create what is perfect for you. It might create, according to your ego anyway, it will create something that is perfect for your soul. Something that you didn't even know you needed. And whether it's positive or negative, it's a learning lesson, it's an understanding. So you have to be open to learning, understanding, and that sometimes if it's a really dark issue, Sometimes you're going to have to deal with it a little bit and look it in the face. That's really strong. That's strength. But controlling your path is the strength. Letting your path be the strength. Having the strength in yourself to accept everything that's coming to you and every lesson that it comes, whether positive or negative. And in Buddhism they say, just be, accept, understand. But they don't say to you, control, create, fix. They don't say there's something broken with you. They say you are a flame of the universe. You are connected to everything. You're already ready to create your own path. So what else have you got to do? Just meditate. Let it go. I'm missing my friends.